So when I was a little boy, one of the presents that my parents got me, they had these sets called Gilbert chemistry sets, Gilbert erector sets, and Gilbert microscope sets. And I loved playing with them. I made like a robot with the erector set, and I could watch shrimp eggs hatch with the microscope set. And with the chemistry set, you know, you'd mix chemicals together and you did color changes, or something big could come out of a flask, and that always fascinated me. And those sets, I think, made a big effect on my life, and other people have told me the same thing.
I first met Bob after I came to MIT in 1974. Bob was already a legend. He was sort of a very different creature as a scientist. His whole life is committed to translating, not just solving problems in a lab, but translating it to the benefit of people.
Bob is unafraid of taking on hard problems because many of his ideas touch on understanding life in health and in disease.
I think there's a lot of people in the world that are very smart, and my father certainly is very smart, but I think what uniquely sets him apart is that how creative he is. I think his creativity is why he is who he is, and his relentless pursuit and persistence at never giving up.
When I was a postdoctoral fellow at Children's Hospital and Harvard Medical School, I was actually the only engineer there. That really made an impression on my life about what I might be able to do as an engineer in the medical area. And as I left there, I thought, yeah, that's what I wanted to spend my life doing, was inventing things and maybe discovering things that could really help people's lives.
An engineer isn't satisfied by just understanding something. An engineer wants to make something. Bob is an engineer in that he wants to make things, he knows how to make things, and he wants to translate it to patients. He is similar to Edison.
By inventing devices to measure things, inventing probes, inventing delivery methods for medicines, inventing ways to see health, and therefore understand disease. And people like Bob Langer inspire us.
He's now, I think, the second or third most cited person in the entire world. He has 44 honorary doctorates. He has, I think, 1,400 or 1,500 patents. He started over 45 companies.
And out comes Moderna. And out comes Alnylam's nanoparticles. And his recent work is that you can formulate the cocktail of drugs that control HIV and treat a patient once every 6 months or once every year. And in a third world setting, that's critical.
The thing I'm proudest of, really by far, is my students. Something like 60 of them are members of national academies all over the world. A lot of them are leaders of different universities at different companies. I mean, they've done amazing things, and they keep training the next generation and the next generation.
I was fortunate to meet Dr. Langer in September of 1983. He was my advisor. He asked me, "What will you do?" And I said, "I'll work on hard problems, just like you." He said, "Great. Always work on the hardest problems." And I said, "Well, how do you know which hard problem to work on?" And he said, "You should pick the problem that other people say, don't work on that problem." But as I saw my career unfold, and I realized that he was, again, just challenging me as he challenges all of his trainees.
This man creates, and people want to be associated with very creative mentors. And to chem engineers who are young and idealistic and very bright, seeking a new frontier, Bob's lab was sort of Cold Spring Harbor. It was a place to do something new.
But he's so humble and not wanting to be out in the limelight. If you walk on the street, like, most people wouldn't even really know who he is. Regardless of him doing all these things, he's still sort of this guy that's just a kind of a nerdy scientist, just doing his thing, wanting to help people.
I hope I'm remembered as somebody who was a nice person, a decent person, but who challenged conventional wisdom and science and engineering and made discoveries and inventions that ended up changing the world in a number of positive ways.